I am the hammer. I am the sword in his hand. I am the gauntlet about his fist. I am the bane of his foes and the woes of the treacherous. I am the end. Attributed to Justica Tancred. Warhammer 40k. I thought a lot about making this video, and after making a ton of research in Doom Eternal, putting all the possible outcomes on the table, comparing them to each other, and see which one of them will actually work better for Doom Eternal and will make sense in the context of the story, I came to the conclusion that the Warhammer, the Crucible Hammer, the Betrayer, Commander Valen wielded in his past, is going to be handed to us on the Ancient Gods Part 2. And in this video, I'm going to show all of the evidence I have for this topic and why it just works. This is all a theory, one that I believe will be true in the near future. If you like Doom, subscribe and leave a like. Enjoy. The evidence. As Hugo Martin said in the past, the new weapon has already been shown to us in the base campaign of Doom Eternal. Not counting Easter eggs like the Soul Cube, there are only two weapons that I can think of. Number one, the Warhammer that was shown on Exaltia with the Betrayer, and number two, the demonic crucible that was shown on Arc Complex. Both of these artifacts have weight in the story. The Warhammer is the Betrayer's only weapon, and the demonic crucible was the Dark Lord's artifact billions of years ago. Both weapons are important in the story, yet one of them is unexplored. The Betrayer. If Commander Valen had never betrayed his brothers in arms, there is a high chance that the events of Doom, that being Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal, would not have happened as they did. He is the origin of it all. He unintentionally created the icon of sin and got the Doomslayer trapped on Hell as well. It is hinted heavily that the soul of the Betrayer, his life force, is linked with the one of the icon of sin. If it wasn't, how could you explain the Betrayer living for millions of years?
When his heart is laid to rest, then his soul will be at peace. And so will mine.
After the death of the Icon of Sin, Valen is gone, but in his death, he will smite his enemies with great fears, as he left something behind. His Warhammer. Either A, we go back to his camp and find him in peace, resting in peace, with a hint that he wanted to give us his Warhammer as a gift for freeing the soul of his son. Or B, the game goes full on Doom Eternal, video game archetype, and has a Force Commander Valen ghost leading us to the hammer. Kinda like how the Sentinel ghosts give us the coin upgrades for the Praetor suit. Video game arcade archetype. Because of what he did, betraying his blood, Valen didn't do anything. He was on Hell by his own free will, and felt that he had no right to fight against the legions of Hell besides his brothers in arms and die trying. But now, with the deed done, he can finally focus his wrath through the Warhammer and into the Doomslayer. The Doomslayer using the Betrayer's Warhammer has a deeper meaning. We are sending Valen to Valhalla with his family, while we, in the name of the Commander, cleanse the corrupted path Hell paved with his maul. That's how I think it's going to happen, and I really believe it's going to happen that way. When Hugo first mentioned this weapon, and that we already saw it, he also mentioned he was building his own set of Warhammer 40k minis. Coincidence? I think not, baby. How will the Warhammer work? At first I thought the Warhammer was going to be like the Crucible Blade. Hammer charges scattered through the map, pulling the Warhammer and clicking near a demon will trigger a glory kill animation, and that was basically it. That's why I didn't like the idea of the Warhammer at first. It was just the Crucible all over again. But then I played Warhammer Vermintide 2, I played Destiny 2, and rewatched Lord of the Rings for the 1000th time. And then my view on it completely changed, dropping the hammer on Doom. Stun locking your enemies on Doom Eternal. I main Bardin on Vermintide 2, he's really awesome. He's basically Gimli on the Age of Sigmar, which is, again, fucking awesome. And he uses a Warhammer as his main weapon. You can one-shot enemies with a charged attack, or you can stun lock them with normal attacks. The Warhammer in Doom Eternal will be used to stagger the demons. Under the Mayo did a video recently where he went really in depth
in the stun lock mechanics of Doom Eternal. These mechanics go really but really deep in practice. You can stun lock a Baron of Hell in its entirety with different weapon combos. It is beautiful. The Warhammer will just be another way to stun enemies, but with a bigger AoE blast. Destiny 2 has a similar mechanic with the Burning Maul, a subclass super for the Titan. Basically, you pull out a big fucking hammer and drop it on top of everyone. That's basically it. And then it hit me. I can definitely see the Doomslayer doing this scrap to a group of demons. Pulling out the Warhammer, jump into the air and stagger every demon that was inside the area of effect. That way, you do not need to rely that much on your frag grenades, remote detonation for rocket launcher or blood punch. Just get very high in the air and drop the fucking hammer. Joshua said that after using the new weapon, he could never go back. It has that big of an impact on gameplay. If that's the case, then it means that we get to use it very frequently. That's why I think it's not going to be like the Crucible, a weapon you do not get to use that much. And honestly, the only other meaningful way to impact the gameplay that big will be to add more stun locking mechanics. And well, the Warhammer is the perfect fit. That's all I have to say about the Warhammer. The Demonic Crucible will just be redundant to add as a new weapon because we have the Crucible Blade. And the Warhammer could really offer something new in the game. Like I said in the past, if it's not the Warhammer, I shave my 5-year-long beard. I mean, it's not large, I just trim it, but I haven't shaved in 5 years. Anyways, thanks for watching. Special thanks to all of my Patreons, and a huge thank you to all of my chat slayers on Patreon. Grimmy Dude, Sane Henthorn, General Clipto, Unknown User Zero, David Kubrick, Toxic Death, Awesome Bra, and Florian Hablo. Thank you so much for your support on the Patreon page. It really does mean a lot to me. If you are a fan of my content and want to support the channel, be sure to follow me on Patreon. You cannot follow me on Patreon, what the hell? Please consider joining my Patreon. Link is going to be down below. As I said before, the Patreon page is so that I can hire some editors to help me edit some videos, because honestly guys, editing these videos is really demanding and exhausting. These videos take me like 8 to 9, 10 hours, man hours, without me leaving the screen of pure editing, scripting, taking footage from other games, recording, etc. It's just a really exhausting thing to do. And with the support on Patreon, I'll be able to hire some editors to help me edit some videos so that I can focus on making more creative content on other games like Warhammer 40k, Halo, talk about modern ideas for videos like Valve, Bungie, The Decline of Doom, etc. I mean, I'm recording this at 7:23 AM on the 23rd of October, and this video is going up in 5 hours. And yes, I've been up all night recording, scripting, editing this video, and I just want to basically die. But yes, I'm just rambling. Please consider joining the Patreon, link is going to be down below. Thank you so much for watching this video, I love you. And so okay Spartans, that was all the time I had for today's video. Please let me know what you think about this video down in the comment section. Leave a like if you did, and a dislike if you disliked it. It is completely fine. If you didn't like the video, dislike right now. Let me know if you like these types of videos. I've been changing my type of content on how I edit, how I script, and how I record my videos, so please let me know if you noticed anything different, notice a change or something like that. And also please let me know down below if you do want the Warhammer Crucible to be the new weapon on the Ancient Gods Part 2. Honestly, I really do believe that this Warhammer is going to be the new weapon for Doomslayer. It's just so obvious, honestly. It's this weapon. I can bet my beard that it is this Warhammer. It will be this one. It needs to be. But anyways, I'm just rambling. I'm extending the video. I'm going to end the video right now. Have an awesome day. I love you. Adios. Bye. Stay awesome. Bye. Adios.